If you want to get together for supper on that, it might be worthwhile to just explore what has been happening, the 99 skills, and the learning rubric. Some of those sort of things could come together rather quickly if we're exposing that through a dinner conversation with each other. Other things we might not be able to do as quick. The idea of work, expose, and win, taking it to and receiving it from. That takes a little bit more coordination, but certainly we'd be very happy and willing, and we would love to take that opportunity up with you into the future as we think about that. The idea, the theoretical base and framework, there are enough thoughts and minds on this idea that I think we could explore that tonight at the dinner table. So if you want to sit together on that, I think we could capture those moments very quickly. By the way, in your approximately 8 gigabyte USB drive, I don't know if you have a chance to look at it, but and the other half of 8 gigabytes of free space. The 8 gigabytes, there are materials in there, articles in there from Europe, from other places, that looks at not only learning theory, but in terms of worldview, cultures, and shaping of that. So there's tons of things that you could examine from there as part of the repository that you might wish to put together in terms of creating syllabi and looking at what are some other people might be doing there. I would recommend that if you are free for dinner tonight and you say, I really want to work on something with somebody, get together with them and we can find each other there as we are small enough to do so. I really appreciate the idea and the actuality of the word prayer, and thank you for pointing that out to us, because it will take a huge amount of that effort. To drive a movement forward as a network, you have to accommodate all sorts of ideas. And accommodation of that also means sometimes ideas are going to clash fairly heavily. But to allow that to go back and forth is very important. Some people some time ago asked me, what are your dreams for theological education institutions? And I sort of simply said to them, if every one of them, or even just 10% of them would take it up, I'd be very happy. They said, you don't care about which position to take? I said, no, it doesn't really matter to me. They were shocked. They said, you don't care about? I said, no, it's very important. If 10% of them just took it up, and they were debating back and forth, as long as the debates happen, that's great, because they're creating new materials, new thinking, new process, new discussion. And it takes more of that to embrace, and it's hard to embrace all that, but that's important. And so we look at, I look at the embracing of ideas and the debate back and forth to be absolutely critical, and you can find each other right here to talk about that. Whether it's the new theory that will be named and gaining popularity throughout somewhere, or else it's whether it's in business, the terminology is creative destructionism, and whether it's taking down some other theory and doing that. Oh yeah, let's embrace and see and examine some of these ideas, how we can pull them together and work on it. Let's find each other on that. If you're working to look at articles, publishing, and then last idea that just wanted to explore is the whole idea of distribution channels. All of us are distributors, wow, but all of us are influencers. And so what does that mean if we have pieces that could cross-pollinate across discipline that we could use back and forth? And I hope you don't mind me saying this. I mean, this is an academic environment. There are a lot of pieces of good literature that's done and researched out there, including what the Catholics have done over the years, over the centuries. And some of it has been kept alive, and some of it coming back in vogue. Let me give you an example. right up to the period of time of the Gutenberg Press, the study of memory was critical to the entire society. For the last 500 years, the study of memory went from core into a small province of a study into the area of logic. Now it's coming back in vogue yet again. There's a whole stream of historical literature in there that is worthwhile to examine as a part of discovery of workable material that's already in existence. And there are other streams of literature available. I, in fact, quite agree with Damon So in terms of the discussion and the streams that's available in terms of Old Testament, in terms of New Testament, and how we're coming back into settled text. And what do we look at in terms of large cycles and large narrative bodies, and how do we work with that large piece? And that trend is happening, and it's going to happen even more when we work with the newer generation yet. So there's a lot of things in terms of distribution channels that we could cross-pollinate with one another, and it's extremely worthwhile for that to happen. Our consultation is coming to an end. And I wish, on behalf of the programming team, would you stand together? I wish to thank Mark, Roland, Grant, and David, and also the prayer team. Would you stand? Joyce and Linda, for upholding this for the last 20-odd weeks. Our commitment to you is that the program at the prayer team will continue in this endeavor. And we will be very happy to continue to pray for the various things that you would like to have them pray for. Remember, when we started off, programming team, you may be seeing. Remember when we started on Monday, I said, Linda had said to me in January, we've been praying for this since 2008. So this is a process in which they are seeing some of the prayers starting to be answered. Bill.
Is there another one of these consultations planned, and or will there be a meeting of whoever can make